Welcome, everybody, to Straight Shoot, a wrestling podcast. Like I said before, we are on a new path and a new mission. And ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the Zilla Fatu.
Yes, sir. Hello.
What's going on, my dude? How you feeling, man?
Man, feeling good. Who's feeling good? Had a long day today.
Yep.
Taking one day at a time.
I hear you. Now, listen, I'm going to get right into it. We already know the lineage. We don't need to talk about all that shit.
Get it.
What we're going to talk about first off is that debut performance at Raw earlier this summer. First off, dude, what a match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. All right. Talk me through the week going into that and how your feelings were, like your nerves. Like you've got a lot of, I guess there's got to be a lot of pressure there, right? Like they're like knowing that you got to come out, you're holding the name, you got the lineage. What was your week leading into that?
The whole week was really, it got harder every day, each and every day as it got close to July 15th. I was so blessed that Jacob actually came a few days beforehand. If you don't know who Jacob is, Jacob Fatu, go tap in with him, Samoan Werewolf. But he was there. He pulled up a few days, and we was able to get some work in. We was able to, pick each other's brain, especially me. Since I'm green to the business, I definitely asked him a hell of a questions, bro. Lots of questions. That's one thing I love to do, and he was able to make me just feel comfortable. Feel at ease. Obviously, leading up to the day of. I was nervous. I was a nervous wrecking ball.
I hear you. So you get to the venue. There's all this hype, like that crowd for an indie show, dude. No disrespect to the indie shows. I love me an indie show because it's so tight and grimy. Like I was at Clash of the Castle. I was at SummerSlam. Like those are big stadiums, and there's another different feeling to that. But I'm assuming like that tight, grimy, right close to you, where they're just there, like almost on top of you. When your entrance came out, that crowd was hyped, dude. Like it was crazy. Talk us that original feeling, like stepping through that curtain.
I was just shocked. I was shocked, dude. I was shocked. I knew a lot of people come, but not that many. See, to support my first match ever in my life, and it just made it worse. I was more nervous,
I hear you.
More nervous.
Now, like you mentioned, Jacob did come down, and that was so cool to see. I watched your YouTube video. I've been going through everything. Don't worry, all the links and everything for Zilla's information will be down below. Don't you guys worry. So you'll be able to see everything. But no, so like him coming through, and that's one of the main questions I wanted to talk to you about today. Is obviously he came through. The rest of the families definitely got their travel schedules and all that kind of stuff that you can't really see everyone all the time. But my question is, who are you like most in contact with that you're using to learn? Like, obviously, like family's family. You probably got them all on your phone. But what I'm saying is, like, when you're trying to plan something together with your training or just trying to learn something different in the business, who's that you're talking to mostly?
I'm really talking to shout out to Journey Fatu. That's Jacob Fatu's younger brother.
Okay.
It's really Journey and Jacob. But when it comes to like picking his brain 24/7, I'm definitely gonna call Uso and ask him, because he always say, "Hey, Uso, I'm there for you. If you have any questions, call me, ask me." And Zilla's gonna use every resource.
I hear that. I was watching this interview with your mom actually, and she was talking about how for you wrestling was never like the direct first choice. Your dad and your mom always thought like football, basketball, maybe. Now, did you deep down, like honestly, deep down know that it was going to be wrestling, or was it actually true that it was never the first plan?
No, wrestling was nowhere near anybody's vision. My brothers, I got 4 other brothers, 3 other. including me. But wrestling was never, just in the vision at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was just always football, really basketball and track for me.
Okay. So
So
why do
like,
you think that mentality was there, that you just maybe saw like your dad's travel schedule and like everything that he was doing, or was it more of it's just not something you thought was in the cards for you?
I would say it was more of like the family gathering we used to have like every week. Cause my dad, he's real big on, family oriented. So like we'll come together, sit down and he'll have us all in the living room and he'll basically just let us know like, hey, I want all y'all to be better than me.
Mm-hmm.
My goal, so I don't want y'all, doing this wrestling like or doing what I'm doing. I need y'all to be better than me.
Mm-hmm.
He always just preached that to us, every week. So I feel like that's what installed in everybody's mind, like, okay, we're not gonna do wrestling. But I really feel like, wrestling was always gonna be there, like wrestling was always just gonna be that like that option.
Yeah,
But
it's kind of difficult, I think, maybe with the family and obviously all the, we have to say, legends that we have seen in the well, for me, like I'm 36, and I remember like Yokozuna, I remember like the whole like the Wild Samoans. Like, you look at all of that, it's got to be difficult to say that like it wasn't, even though your dad was just like, okay, I want you to go on a different path, right? It's got to be difficult not to like sit down and turn the TV on a Monday night. You know what I mean? And be like,
hello.
you know what I mean?
Right, right. Well, I feel like growing up, Oos, and like seeing it every week, I would say like it kind of got like overplayed out like for all of us because we was watching it like every week and then we was living it, so we always like, I guess it was never just attracted us to even do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
No,
like you said, it was just like you said, it was signs that was there that God placed, and it was like, okay, well, maybe we do need to try this out. Maybe let's see where this road takes us.
so that's my next question. So what was that trigger? Like, what was that? You know what? I know where I'm going, and I'm going to the top. I'm going to do this. Getting involved with Booker and the rest of the team that are helping train you. When was that moment?
The moment was last year in December. I really had a conversation, a phone call with Sheldon Benjamin. Shout out to Sheldon Benjamin. And like I say, I like pick up people's brains. So I was picking his brain and asking him, hey, what you think if I should, try the wrestling thing out? And he was just like, well, you gotta ask your mom first. And I'm like, ask my mom. Why I gotta ask my mom? And good thing I was blessed, fortunate enough to realize why he told me to ask my mom. So I ended up asking her, and she was just like, let's get it, let's run it back.
Mm,
Mom's been through this before, so I'm just blessed to have her on the team because she's a mentor. She's my coach.
I hear that. So we obviously know there was the departure from Row. Where are we training now? What are we doing now? Like, where are you getting your reps in right now?
I'm at TASW
Okay.
over here in Houston, north side of Houston. It's a small little school. It's not as big as Row, but it's doable. They have a ring, and with Zilla, we have a ring. Let's get some work.
All right. So, and on to the next one is like, I hate to go down this road, but I want to ask, what do you think your dad would think?
Uh, I think he would like consistently ask me, "Am I comfortable?"
Mm-hmm.
Or like what's going through my head.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I would have to share everything with him. But I feel like he would, regardless, rock with me. With whatever decision I make with my wrestling career.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, it's the business. It's the business. You
Yeah,
definitely
I
got
hear
to
that.
know the house.
I hear that. I was watching another one of your YouTube videos, and you guys, I think y'all went down to a house show. It's a beautiful moment between you, the twins, and Solo backstage, and just like the family just looked happy. The family looked like it was just like everyone coming together. It almost looked like a backyard barbecue in the
Yeah, family
shallows.
reunion.
Yeah, man, it looked awesome. Now, two questions to this. First off, when was the last time you were able to kind of do that with those guys? And the second question is, there's also an experience there for you and a learning experience being there, being in the
Right.
back, rubbing
Exactly.
shoulders with everyone, people, great minds. So, first question is, how often do you get to do that? Like, get the whole family together? And like, we're talking big ass family, but like,
Yeah.
when do you get to put the whole family together? And secondly, what was going through your mind being back there, getting involved with everybody?
Well, first question is it's very hard to get everybody together, especially with the twins and Usos and Joe's schedule.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. You already know, and so off rip is gonna be hard. But last time I was with the twins, man, I think I want to say it's probably my dad's funeral.
Wow.
So that was like in '09.
Yeah, yeah. Because
But with
you're
Solo, last time I seen Solo actually came and see me when I was in jail.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
shout out to Solo for that.
Yeah, that's big of him. That's big of him, man. Like honestly. And then obviously the second part, and you actually brought up a memory for me of your dad, and I'll tell you that in a second. But the second question was, where do you or how'd you feel being back there and saying like this could be my future, and I'm seeing the operations side of it, I'm seeing the crew, I'm seeing everyone else that has done big things in the business. Like, were you able to get some conversations and get those reps in
uh,
that way?
So with me, I definitely scanned the room, scanned the hallways and everything, and the vibe, bro. Ooh, the vibe was just there. Like the vibe was like I love how they move back there. Seeing the twins and seeing like how they operate and seeing that they're having a good time, and especially on the cherry on top, all of them being together
Yeah.
and traveling together, ooze, as a family, like bro, that's and getting money together, ooze, like
Mm-hmm.
that's lit. Like that's the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Who wouldn't want to do that? You know?
Listen,
So
if I was any younger, I would want to do it too. Don't get me wrong.
yes, bro. Yes, yes. And I can't wait. I'm gonna make it there. I just like I said, one day at a time. No, I'm not no rush.
Yeah. Now, those conversations, obviously, because there is a lot of hype around you right now. People know that you're up and coming. People know your backstory. It's one of those ones where you're like, okay, I know they're watching and they're watching every step. Who is like one of those ones that you kind of know is still like keeping their eyes solely on you? You mentioned Shelton. Obviously, you worked with Booker. Like, who do you know that is literally being like, all right, is this kid coming? Like, is this guy serious? Those conversations with the people at WWE or AEW or ROH or Impact. We don't have to say it's just WWE. There's family everywhere, even over in Japan. Like, you know what I mean? So like, who have you been able to talk to so far?
There's so many. Like I can just. Oh, so a lot of people play a role in where I'm at right now. Especially Book.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so if the answer to that, and like I mean, is respectfully and humbly, like there's a lot of people that I tap in and just pick their brain and just like them wanting to work with me and them showing the love that they have for my dad,
Mm-hmm.
like telling me different stories, telling me like, damn, Oosh, you remind me of your pops. Like it's new feelings that I'm experiencing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
I do. I
it's
do.
stuff that I'm going through, bro. And it's like it's eye opening because I never thought that I would have an opportunity to like get to know my dad, but while him not being here.
That's crazy. Like, that's
You know
some
what I'm
people
saying?
don't never get that. I understand exactly what you mean. I understand exactly what you mean. Now, straight question: were you a wrestling fan growing up? Like, did obviously you watched your dad, but like, there's always the wrestling. You're always gonna have that one parent or that one person. Who were you actually a fan of growing up? If you were a wrestling fan growing up, who was your guy?
Oh, Randy Orton.
Oh,
Randy Orton. Yes. The legend killer, man. Him. Bro, I really have a Mount Rushmore. I'm sure you already heard what I said about that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now I need to hear yours after this, anyways.
That's a touchy subject with our followers is my Mount Rushmore because it changes slightly
Right. Same
depending
here.
on the day. But
Same
like
here.
there's certain people that deserve to be there, and I
Right.
refuse to put them on it. So, all right, here.
Right.
So for our chat, for the people that didn't see your other conversation, what is your Mount Rushmore?
My Mount Rushmore would be Rock,
Yep.
Undertaker,
Yep.
Randy Orton,
Yep.
and Roman Reigns.
Ooh, you already put the Oos up there, eh? You
Yeah.
already put them up there this early, huh?
Because
Interesting.
you gotta understand, like, yes, those like they all you can actually say they were the greatest at one point of time, throughout the year.
So
So they had their peak.
so no Austin, no Shawn
Also,
Michaels.
there's a lot. It was
I
like,
know, but I'm just saying, like the ones that you always get: Austin, Michaels, Flair, Cena.
right.
Like you always get those.
If I had a five, Cena would have been a five.
Oh, Cena doesn't even come in my top 10.
What?
Cena doesn't touch my top 10.
Why?
I'm so okay. I'm an Attitude Era guy. I grew up in the
Oh,
90s watching like what was the griminess of Monday Night Raw.
right.
The old stage, Stone Cold walking down in boots, stomping a mud hole and walking out. That was me. Cena's debut, I turned the TV off and I walked away. And I actually stopped watching professional wrestling during most of the Ruthless Aggression era because it was just Cena being fed to you left, right, and center. So I actually stopped until The Rock returned in 11 for the host of Mania. When he returned for that, that's when I started watching again. Anyways, let's get
Yeah.
back. Let's get back to you. So,
Man.
my Mount Rushmore. Shit, my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, no,
Austin, Rock, Hunter, Taker. Because I don't think the business is the same without Triple H in so many facets. And I
right.
think he does not get enough credit for his character work with DX and then everything he's done in developmental.
No, you're right. I can see that. I can respect that.
Yeah.
I can definitely vouch for that. Yes. You're right.
So, all right. So let's go back to talking about the summer because, like I said, you had a wild summer, man. Like you obviously, the rumor mill, it's crazy because, like, if you are a wrestling insider and you pay attention to everything, we know that was your first match. And hell, dude, you performed. I got to talk to you about that spike because you changed it. You changed it to make it yours as well. Because Solo's out there kind of doing what your dad was doing, like that same, just the direct spike, right? You added that little jump in there, that hoist. Where'd that come from? Where'd that come from?
It came from my pops. One time he did it in a wrestling match, but he stopped doing it afterwards. So in my head,
Okay.
yeah, in my head, I'm like, why didn't he continue with it?
It looks so much more powerful. Like visually, it looks so good. So okay, I didn't know that. I know a lot about wrestling. I didn't know he added that jump. So that's awesome that you're paying the homage, and I love the Solos paying the homage as well. When he did debut at Clash, I was actually there, and oh man, was I not happy about that. Flew that far to see Roman get dethroned. Dude, flew that far, and and your cousin pops out, and I'm like, oh come on, just what now? And so getting to that point, they basically rewrote it. They rewrote Clash for SummerSlam this year with Jimmy coming out. Now, the big rumor was the Usos, neither one of them were going to be involved virtually. And I saw Twitter going crazy, being like, oh, they're just going to bring in Zilla. Or it was Zilla or Jacob. It was one of those two. So what were you feeling there? Like after your match, you've got your family doing this big thing and you're already rumored to being brought up to WWE after like your first match. How's that feel?
It feels great, dude. I wish it really happened. I wish, they made that phone call already. But like I said, I'm not in no rush.
Mm-hmm.
taking this independent ride, at my pace and just learning, not rushing. Cannot rush greatness,
I hear you.
So, bro, I'm excited, Oos. I'm
Yeah.
so excited for my future, Oos. Like,
What's your mom think about all this right now? Like you obviously said you had to ask her, and then you said she's part of like the management team. She's helping carry this. So what's she thinking right now? Is she nervous or is she like your biggest hype?
I mean, she's my biggest hype, and she's mom get very emotional,
Mm,
because my debut, they brought back, different feelings that was haven't been triggered in a long time.
yeah,
So
fair
she
enough.
was able to, cope with that, and it's just new to her. Not new to her, but it's like it's a new feeling, but she knows what's going on. She's
Yeah.
in there. She's definitely locked in with me.
All right. So what is like if you were gonna say the best path to get to where you want to be? What do you want to learn? What do you want to experience? Like a lot of wrestlers say they need to do the Japan thing. Like they 100% need to do Japan because it's a different style and it's critiqued differently. Do you want to look at Japan? Do you want to come help train up in Canada? Like is that where what are you seeing?
Oh, I would love to, travel and get to know different arts of wrestling. Like right now, I've been to different schools, and bro, I'm just an open person. Oops, like I'm not. I don't want to just be stuck at one, location. I want to go everywhere and explore different arts of wrestling because I feel like that's how you would be able to master the basic and the high level of wrestling, like the true professional of wrestling. I feel like you have to know or you have to master every culture of wrestling. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to go to Japan, go to Mexico, go to Canada. I definitely pull up out there soon, uh, and just bro go explore.
Sweet.
And I can't wait to master it too. I can't wait.
So have you where do we see you next? Like what's happening right now? Because obviously you said you went to a smaller independent, but like it's Texas, man. There's almost an independent in every city at this point.
Hello.
So yeah, so where are we seeing you next? Are we getting a few more matches or are you just training right now?
Well, every week I train, Oos.
Okay.
Uh, but I definitely have a match next month, October. I don't have the date solidified yet with the promoter, but whenever I do, I would definitely let you guys know, everybody that's watching, and we can just go from there. Oos. Go from
Okay.
there. The goal is try to do a show like once a month, but I want to do something different. Oos. Like I want to wrestle big time household names and really do good matches, great matches, Oos, if I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to display my basic training, like everything that I learned, and I want to put it to the test, and I want to bring something different, outside wrestling to wrestling. And I just want to do something. I'm real big on doing something that's never been done before, Oos. So that's one of my goals with this wrestling stuff.
So who are you watching right now? And don't just say Roman and don't just say the twins and Solo. Like, who are you watching? Because you obviously, as a professional wrestler, you are taking a little bit of that, a little bit of that from over there. You take a little bit from the past. You want to change it, do something different. I think Kevin Nash has probably been the most vocal about one of the hottest superstars in the business right now at LA Knight, saying that he's a quote ripoff of the past. Well, at the end of the day, every wrestler takes something from somewhere, correct?
Right,
So
right.
who are you watching right now?
Who am I watching? I'm watching. Last match I watched was Tonga Kid versus Rodney Piper. Well, not Rodney Piper. That's his name. Piper.
Roddy Piper?
Yeah.
Yeah, Roddy Piper. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Back in like 19 what
Yeah.
80
19,
something at Madison Square Garden.
1986,
They
85,
sold
something around there.
yes, they sold out Madison Square Garden. So I've been watching like old wrestling lately. Like I don't know why. Like Andre the Giant. I've been watching Ultimate Warrior. I'm watching like the old stuff lately. But on a consistent base, like daily base, I have been watching Eddie Guerrero.
That's my boy right there. hands down one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Who are you like super close with the guys that are traveling? Obviously, Jacob, you mentioned. Who are you close with? Like out of all of them, I'm thinking I know the answer to this, but like, who's your closest? Like, if you need to make that one call and talk to him, who are you talking to?
I definitely tap in with Solo.
Yeah, I figured as much. I
Solo,
figured as
because you're
much.
right, bro. Bro, there's so much like you know how the media they get to talking about different storylines on how things would go. Me and him, we sit back and just laugh and just enjoying like the process. Or we just
You
I think
love it. You love watching the stuff because
yeah, shout out to
literally,
Solo, man, aka the problem. Yeah, that was definitely.
I saw on an interview you did, you mentioned a feud that you would love to have,
Hello,
and that being with Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Dirty Dom.
Now, y'all grew up together, basically. Like, that's the funniest part. Y'all grew up together because that the peak of his dad's career in WWE was virtually the same time your dad was working. So you must have been like talking to him when they were kids, right?
Facts.
So are you, two questions. Are you still talking to him now? And the second question is, what kind of character did you ever think that he would be able to get the heat that he's getting? I think he's getting the most heat we've ever seen on someone in professional wrestling. Next to, I think, when Triple H ran or when Kishi ran over Stone Cold.
Wow, that
You know,
was.
yeah. So like that Rikishi was the like the trigger man, right? So like he got that heat back then. Dom is getting that style of heat right now just because he's Dirty Dom. So yeah. So first question now is: you still talking to him? Are you still running things with him? And secondly, have you been able to see anyone else do what he's doing? It's so quickly.
Me and Dom definitely locked in. Like I say, due to his schedule and my schedule, it's like we're on two different times.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely got each other's number. I'll be tapping in whenever I have questions or whatever or whatnot. But with Dom Moose, I think his heat is bigger.
Oh yeah.
And yeah.
I've never heard someone not be able to talk ever.
But that's big.
Huge.
That's big. Like Dom just goes in there, just okay, just say whatever, but nobody could. They're gonna budge him off. That's easy.
That's, as a heel, I think it would be harder to get a reaction like that. Like, you can have some heels, but I always talk about this with everyone I talk to. I always say that there's heel heat and then there's go away heat. Like, get off my screen, get out of the venue. We don't want to see you. Like, it's just that bad heat that a lot of people will say, like Baron Corbin used to get that heat. Ziggler used to get that heat. Like, we just don't want to see you. Like, do something different. But Dom is getting that heel heat,
Right.
So where do you see yourself? Like, do you always feel you want to be the heel, or do you prefer to be that baby face?
I prefer to be a baby face, to be honest. Like to be a good guy. Only because the bad guy, I feel like that would be so easy for me to tap into. Like the heel part, I feel like that would be just a walk in the park. For me, for Zilla Fatu. But so the baby face, like I'm having fun with it, and with the baby face, you can just like be positive, and that's like actually the lifestyle I'm trying to do now.
A few moments later.
All right, guys. So apologies for where that last bit cut. We just had a complete surge and I lost power. If you could tell me right now, like off the top of your head, if you were able to book your way to the show, who are the three people that you would want guiding you as like your coaches? And
like in WWE?
Doesn't matter. WWE could be ex-wrestlers, new wrestlers, old wrestlers, doesn't matter. It could be. So who are the three people that you want like in your corner taking you there?
I definitely would want to tap in with Rock. That's one. I definitely would tap in with, man, you put me on the spot. Undertaker. Oh, okay. And Legend Killer. Yeah, Legend Killer.
Randy as well?
Randy Orton. Yes.
He's actually trending on Twitter right now, which is really weird. Seems like every Monday Night Raw he's trending. And then the next one,
They waiting for him. That's why.
Everybody's waiting for him. It feels forever.
Zilla's waiting for you, Randy. Come pick me up, man. Come pick me up, man. Let's get it. Let's take over.
And through that, let's talk about like what happened on Friday. Like the family, the big dog. Well, no, big dog's not able to be used. The big dog decides to grace us with his presence. How was that watching that? Like, you've obviously seen it 1,000 times. How was that watching that and seeing like your blood getting a reaction like that? I've never heard it that loud.
To be honest, I when I first seen it, I felt like a little kid again. I feel like when I was younger, you know, watching him and first seeing him on and telling everybody to be quiet in the room. Like I had that exact feeling. So it was definitely a good feeling, and he made everybody like tuned in. Everybody's seen it. You've seen it. It was trending. Like it's still trending. So
dude, 103 million views in like 24 hours or something like that is ridiculous.
Yeah. You ask him, he's gonna be like, "Oh, that's something like."
Okay, here's one for you, because you had to grow up with this. Like, there is a moniker of your family, and as a kid, obviously, your dad is there. You've had your cousins there, your brothers there, like uncles there, grandfathers, all that kind of stuff. Did you feel like you were looked at different growing up because of that?
Yes, I was. But at my school, I don't know, like my brothers, we all grew up like in different areas of the world. You know, we was all born in different parts of America.
Mm-hmm.
So Houston, like for me, like a lot of people knew about wrestling. Like my friends knew, but they really didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So and the only time they wouldn't know is like when my dad pull up to the school and have lunch with me. So that was definitely, there's a lot of perks that came with that. You know that.
Of course.
Yes.
Rubbing elbows with the right people, you know, or the wrong people, depends on which way you look at it. At least not everyone's hands are always in your pockets, right?
Facts.
Yeah. So, and I guess, like, do you watch the product now?
Of course, you got to.
Yeah.
You got to. If you wrestling right now in this world that we're living in, you have to watch wrestling. You have to.
Are you just strictly WWE, or do you watch it all? Like,
you got to watch it all, y'all.
Are you watching AEW?
Of course.
What's your opinion, honest opinion on AEW? Being that you've seen everyone growing up like that. What is your honest opinion of AEW?
They just need better storylines.
Like saying that.
They have great freaking wrestlers, bro. They have top tier wrestlers. Like every company wants wrestlers like them, but you have to incorporate a real storyline, something that people can connect to, you know. And there's just different ways of coming with that. So Tony, let's get it. Let's turn it up a notch, Tony, and then go from there.
You're obviously close with Solo. Like you can see it in your face when you talk about him. Like there's something that means something a little bit more there with Solo. So how did you feel on his debut?
On his debut?
His debut on the main roster. So Clash at the Castle, him popping out of there. How did that make you feel?
It felt like it was like I could be there. Like that was the first feeling, to be honest with you. Like I seen him like, oh, I gotta go do this.
So you didn't know.
What about what?
You didn't know that he was going to show up.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Oh shit. Okay. I would have thought, like, you know, the communication can be there. Like, I'm not going to lie. If I'm showing up debuting, I'm telling my uncle, I'm telling my cousins, I'm telling the store clerk across the street that I buy my beers from, I'm telling everybody. It'd be the worst kept secret, period. So I don't know. I just feel like maybe the training and the development that you guys get, it's one of those ones where it's like kayfabe still needs to be alive, and a lot of people say it's dead. So especially with social media, it's like the new like convenience store tabloid, basically.
Right.
First one, why wrestling? What is it about wrestling for your family, first off, and what is it about wrestling for you? You obviously said that you knew the decision was happening in December, but what is that one moniker that like drives you? That one thing that says it's professional wrestling or nothing?
I really just want to finish the story with my pops. Um, I wanna just truthfully, Oos. I wanna get to know what he went through. I wanna know how it feels to, or what it's like to be a WWE star. Like I want to know exactly what he went through and figure out why he made certain decisions. You know, obviously I have my mom and his close friends that already put me on game about his, hiccups. So I want to be able to, restore that and prove to people that, people make mistakes. So I just want to come as a son and just make up for his everything that he did and then take it up and beyond what anybody could ever imagine. Even my mom, like I don't think she understands like what impact that I'm going to make. Like, and I mean that humbly, use.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to like do that, and make my pops proud and just get people to think like, okay, even though Zilla's Umaga's son, Zilla could definitely hold his own.
Yeah, I hear that.
And I just want to make my own impact, Goose, And
you gonna bring Armando out of retirement when you hit there?
I might. Who said that he could have been there my debut, but Zilla just had to, not throw everything all out there,
Nah, I got you, dude. I really appreciate you doing this. Maybe we can run it back in a couple of months, see where you're going. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, we definitely locked in. Those. I appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate your time, your energy. Definitely love to do stuff like this and conversate and meet new people. So
awesome.
Appreciate
bro. All right, so final thing, cut your promo. Let us know about you, where you're at, what you got going on. It's all going to be down below, but this is your floor, bro.
Hey, make sure y'all tap in with Zilla Fatu. I'm here in Houston, Texas, man. Make sure y'all tap in with my YouTube, TikTok. All my social media is under one name. If you don't know how to spell it, it's down there in the link right there in the description box with the big ZillaFatu. Y'all tap in with me. Y'all tap in with my boy right here. Y'all click the like button. You comment right now. You subscribe to his channel right now. And let's tee up. Hello.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you so much. And I'm going to drop it. I appreciate you, Oos. I didn't want to say it, be using it, but I appreciate you, Oos. And the one thing I will say is every person that we interview, we want to connect with them and make sure they got the official Straight Shoot hoodie. So we're going to be sending you one down so you can rep that down in Houston. I know it's getting a little colder down in Texas, but not that cold.
It is, man. We definitely need it, man. Send a care pack, Oos. We definitely need it.
All right, brother. We got you. Thank you so much once again. And guys, stay tuned to Straight Shoot, a wrestling podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and put the bell on for all notifications that are Straight Shoot. And guess who we got next?